once one thing gets left and 50 things get left, and people just use it as their dumping site. And unfortunately, we need to call 311 to remove all this trash. The homeless issue is a little different. There's a tent over there just outside of our property that just keeps growing bigger every time we come here. Hey everybody, William John Raitt back with another episode of Design and Invest. We are here on a ride-along episode. Our first stop is the Vineland property. This property has been sort of a thorn in our side for a long time. Thankfully, the market is in our favor, or has been, and the appreciation has been there. But you're talking about the whole pandemic we've been dealing with this property. We finished off the 3 units really quick, but the ADU is what's given us the biggest trouble. We finally got the plans back. I've got Jairo here who's gonna help us finish off the ADU and get this puppy ready for market. Originally, we planned on keeping this property, but things changed, and honestly, it's not the best property to keep, only because it gets way too much walkability traffic. Like, we're on a main street right here, which is fine, easy to navigate and find your way home and rent and all that. But there's just too many strange weirdos over here, bums, people. We find people on the property all the time. We've been broken into twice. They stole our copper, all of the lines for the electrical. They've just vandalized the electrical panel, the condenser line sets. I mean, it's a real nightmare. So we're just trying to get through this property and get it sold. It is a very nice property, but we want it off the books. It's been a nightmare for us. Thank God we bought it right. I mean, we bought this in the 500s. We built this for, I think, around $100 a square foot, which is unheard of. But I built it myself, so I didn't have to pay anybody anything on top of that. Now we're just finishing off Jairo. Thank God we got him to help us with the ADU. So now it's go time. So we just met with Jairo, one of my contractor buddies, to game plan for this ADU. We have the plans, the permit cards now. We have everything we need to finally close this puppy out. The ADU is almost done. It's got, all the rough plumbing, rough electrical, framing. We did have a couple break-ins, as you can tell from here. They broke into this unit, messed up our door, kicked a hole, busted a hole in the stairs. Stole our plumbing, anything they could grab, like copper wires in the electrical lines, the line sets for the condensers. 2 of those are gone. This is the second time we've had a break-in like this, and we just need this off the books and finished. So now we got the plans. Now we can go full steam ahead. Step 1 is we need to call for a pre-inspection, and what that consists of is the inspector coming out and letting us know. We show him the plans, we show him what we're working with here, and we're kind of at their mercy. They can have us do a lot of stuff we don't want to do, or they can be cool and just be like, yep, close it up, we look good, fix this, do that, call me back when you're ready. And that's what we're hoping for. Most likely we'll get that, but they could be sticklers and start, just nitpicking on this and that, but we'll see what happens. We're going to call for that in a few days. Call for it now, and it'll be ready in a few days to have that inspection. Okay, before we go to the next job site, I wanted to just mention one thing that happened recently. We had a property in Silver Lake, a little sub-pocket called Hi-Fi, historic Filipino town, that we had plans in place to build 6 units over there. And we ended up wholesaling that property and selling it to another developer. It happens a lot in this industry. You package stuff, you get it RTI'd, ready to issue, and you end up wholesaling to somebody else. You buy wholesale stuff from somebody else. And on that particular property, we sold it to somebody, made a couple bucks. It's a little further south than I want to be working right now. Most of our properties are here in North Hollywood or Sylmar and surrounding areas. So selling something like that makes a lot of sense for us. you know, some of those deals you build, some of them you don't. So if I can take a win and wholesale it and a developer or somebody else builds it, fine by me. You know, if there's money in the deal, I'm there. Oh yeah, baby, it's starting to form in. Hey guys, we're here at the next property. This is the Sylmar property, as you've seen from the other video. We're just checking on things. We have an inspection in a couple days on the underground plumbing, the trenching, the forms and footings and all that stuff, the rebar. And so we need to make sure that they did their job and we're ready for that inspection, which it looks like we are. We're gonna walk around real quick and make sure everything looks good, and off to the next site. So if you look here, these little straps here, this is for hold downs, okay? So everywhere you see one of these hold downs, that's where the metal goes in, the rebar in the metal goes into the foundation, the stem walls, and that's where the walls and the perimeter walls are built on. So the seal plates are put on top of that, and then they ratchet them down, they bolt them down. And so that's literally a hold down. It holds it down to the foundation. And then all of these pipes you see, these are the underground plumbing. Each one where you see it coming up, that's gonna be going through a wall. So they have to be really precise locations. So right there is gonna be a wall going all the way up, and then that pipe just goes straight up inside of the wall, goes to the bathrooms, goes to the laundry rooms, goes to the kitchens, anywhere where you have waste and drain, that's where it goes. In the meantime, like the inspections that are going down next are gonna be to make sure that those are watertight, because once you put concrete on there, if you have a leak in one of these pipes, you won't ever know, and then you'll have like some serious damage to the foundation. So they test the pipes right now to make sure that the pressure is in there and there's no leaks. Okay, next stop, we are here at the Calvert property, just checking on it. A lot of times, I mean, as you can see right here, we have a giant pile of trash. Once one thing gets left, and 50 things get left, and people just use it as their dumping site. And unfortunately, we need to call 311 to remove all this trash. The homeless issue, it's a little different. There's a tent over there just outside of our property that just keeps growing bigger every time we come here. We're right off of Vineland, which is the main street over here. And so you get a lot of vagrants, and it's not, you know, you got to check on this property because a lot of times they'll be inside of our property, which we need to get them out because that's like squattered. On the street, we can't really control that too much. We got to just call the enforcements and try to get them out, try to get them off of the street in front of our property. But not a ton we could do there. But if they're inside of our property, that could be a real big problem. But it looks like they're throwing the fence and it's getting pretty nasty. We're most likely gonna sell, once we do finally have RTI, we're most likely gonna just wholesale this property. If it's like this right now, that side over there is commercial, so you get a lot of different characters, and I think there's a weed shop, a smoke shop on the corner. We're probably just gonna wholesale this deal instead of building it ourselves. We're still good money in that, but I just don't want to deal. If we start building and we have this kind of problems when we're building, it's going to be a whole other set of problems that I just don't want, that we've experienced. So we're probably just going to wholesale this. But I pop in from time to time to check on it to make sure it doesn't get worse. I have my guys come and remove the trash, and another pile grows, another encampment starts. So kind of a thorn in your side, but you know, nothing we can build on it anyways right now because we're in plan check. But we're close to being finalized on the plan check. And I'll put some renderings right here so you can see how it's gonna look. Alrighty guys, we're here at the next property. This is the Clump property in North Hollywood. We are currently in escrow. We will probably close, I would imagine, in 2-3 weeks or so. We have the gas hookup going on right now. I had to meet the gas guy over here and let him in. That's always a good sign. We have C of O, Certificate of Occupancy, already on this property. That was issued last week. Thank God we can get the utility guys out here a lot quicker than during the pandemic. That was a nightmare trying to get a service install. Gas is going in. the utilities for the power will be going in soon as well, and then the property is ready to rent. But let's go inside too. Just make sure to check on the units, make sure all the windows are locked and doors are closed. Sometimes contractors will come in and leave some of those things open, so we need to make sure the property is secured. All right, we are back here at the Clump property, just around the corner from Calvert. I had to get out of there. I was getting too bummed out seeing all the homeless encampments and trash and all that stuff. But it brings me to the point that in development, you know, it comes with its own cost. Like, you have to deal with this stuff. You know, unfortunately, the city's not doing good at prosecuting people. I can't just call the cops and have them come and kick those people out. It's not how it works. You start bringing them over, they start saying things like, oh, it's a civil matter, you got to deal with that. You call 311 to get the trash removed, they don't do it, and then you have to fight with them. It's just a constant fight. It's real estate, you know. Everything comes with a cost, and that's unfortunately one of them here in LA. So we just got to deal with it. But I can't choose whether I want to build it. I can't choose whether I want to sell it, wholesale it. I have choices, and we're probably going to exercise the choice of wholesaling that property, just so we don't have to deal with problems like we did down the street at the Vineland property, which you saw in the earlier video, where people are breaking in and stealing our copper. You have these vagrants that are just crazy. I mean, they go in there, they'll cause $20,000 in damage and get $50 worth of copper out of my structure, and it's just it's a pain in the butt, but it comes with the territory. You got to roll with the punches. Thankfully, properties like this are a little more insulated in North Hollywood. You know, this is probably 15 houses down to the corner, and then even more down this way. So we're insulated, and also we have great neighbors here that look out for us. I always try to make sure that we get the numbers of all the neighbors at any property we're working on, and try to develop you know, some sort of bond with them. You know, you have my back, I have your back. You call me if something you see is funny. I'll keep a lookout on your property. Hey, if you need something fixed, I'll help you out. I'll throw a handyman your way, or whatever you can do to scratch each other's backs. But yeah, we're back here at Clump also to check on the gas meters, make sure that the installation went good, and also that it gets locked up correctly and stuff. But we're probably going to leave you here. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe. If you like the content, share it. And remember, guys, design, invest, and repeat.